amigos de Camchal, pero yo siempre prefiero decir amigas y amigos. Aquí en Chile uno se hace rápidamente amigo y hay muchas caras conocidas acá entre ustedes, así que una muy cordial bienvenida hoy día a la presentación de la drinktec 2013. Ya han pasado varios años desde la última vez que nos juntamos por el mismo motivo. Y bueno, también agradecemos mucho su presencia. Sabemos que esta fecha es especialmente difícil. Hay muchas cosas que hacer para el cierre de año. Entonces también tratamos de crear un ambiente lo más grato posible para que también lo pasen bien hoy día. Y bueno, también contamos hoy día con las dos pilares de la feria drinktec, los representantes de estos pilares, que es Petra Westphal. Ella es la gerente de la feria drinktec, de la compañía ferial Messe München, la cual es representada en Chile por nuestra cámara, la Cámara Chileno-Alemana de Comercio e Industria. Y también quiero presentarles al señor Richard Clemens. Él es el gerente general de la Asociación Alemana para los Fabricantes de Maquinarias y Equipos, y en este caso especialmente para la industria alimenticia y packaging. Bueno, y también muy importante, quiero presentarles a mi colega Karin Rautenberg. Karin, levántate un momentito. La Karin trabaja en nuestra cámara y está a cargo como Product Manager de todo lo que es la industria alimenticia y el retail, y ella también va a ser su contraparte para preparar su presencia, su visita o tal vez exposición incluso en la drinktec. Bueno, la drinktec se realiza del 16 al 20 de septiembre. ¿Por qué lo digo? No solo para recordar la fecha, también es una fecha especial. Primero es otoño en Alemania, que es una temporada preciosa, muchos colores. El lugar es Múnich, Bavaria, y bueno, y ahí llegamos ya a la unión de ambas cosas. Después de drinktec, además como premio especial a todos les espera el Oktoberfest. Así que, bueno, no voy a dejarlo acá y ahora entregar la palabra a los especialistas y les deseo una buena jornada hoy día.
Okay, before we start with the presentation, I want to make sure that all of you have headphones, because the two of us are speaking in English, and of course we are going to have a simultaneous translation into Spanish. So feel comfortable to get your headphones to make sure that you really catch up with the words we're going to say to you. Okay, estimados señores y señoras, por desgracia hablo español solo un poco y por eso continúo en inglés. On behalf of Messe München and especially the entire drinktec team, I cordially welcome to the drinktec presentation here today. Before I start, let me say a few words to myself. My name is Petra Westphal. I'm the exhibition group director of the entire drinktec family, which is not only drinktec, but also China Brew and China Beverage and Drink Technology India. I've been in the lucky position to be with Messe München for almost 20 years now. And ever since, I'm also responsible for drinktec, different functions. And it's the most wonderful job in the world, I would say, to organize this platform for this wonderful beverage and liquid food industry. You may wonder, why is a German who lives in Bavaria is wearing a typical Chinese dress? Well, there are two main reasons. First reason, it's orange. And as you can see, orange is definitely the color of drinktec. And our eager goal is, whenever you see orange, what do? You think of drinktec, for sure. Secondly, what else could be more open and international for a German wearing a Chinese dress doing a presentation in South America and Chile? And within the next 60 minutes, Richard Clemens and myself, we will do alternately a presentation and will show you that drinktec is international, is open to all. We will give you an overview on the various markets, on the various industries we are addressing, and I promise to you that it's going to be excited. Before we start with talking about drinktec, let me say a few words on the two companies the two of us work for. With about 40 trade shows for capital and consumer goods and new technologies and a gross revenue of 300 million euros, Messe München belongs to the 5 leading trade fairs in the world. Due to the fact that we are in the lucky position to have 12 subsidiaries and 60 representatives serving 90 countries, we are in the lucky position to organize global shows like drinktec, for example. Talking about being lucky, we are also very lucky to have the VDMA at our side. Since decades, the VDMA, the German Engineering Federation, is the conceptual sponsor for drinktec. And with 3,000 member companies, the VDMA is definitely the largest networking association for this specific industry. And I assume that some of you, if not all of you, know the two of us because this is the 3rd presentation we do together here in Chile. And it's fabulous to be here again in this terrific surrounding. It's just always a pleasure, and already I want to thank you, Antje and Karin, for all the efforts you have done to make this presentation work. Okay, we start talking about drinktec. Drinktec is the world-leading show for the beverage and liquid food industry, so to say, the global economic summit. Its history goes back to 1951 when it was launched as a show for the beer industry only. Ever since, it has been developed to the leading show for the entire beverage and liquid food industry, covering the entire range from raw materials to filling, packaging, technology, all the way to logistic and marketing solutions. In 2013, again, we are going to expect approximately 1,500 exhibitors from around 70 countries. And those exhibitors are obviously waiting for, hopefully, 60,000 visitors from all over the world. Last time our visitors came from a little bit more than 170 countries, and so we may say that drinktec is addressing and reaching the entire world. The dates for the show are September 16th to the 20th next year, and we are ready to meet you there, but before I make sure that we arouse your interest. Looking at this slide, you impressively can see the development of the international, the development of our exhibitors. In 1951, we launched the show as a show for Germany only, and ever since, especially the international participation has been steadily increasing. In 2005, the share of international exhibitors was higher than the one of national for the first time. In 2009, 57% of our exhibitors came from foreign countries. And this was very specific, as I'm sure most of you, all of you will remember that in 2009, all of us had to deal with the financial crisis. So again, the circumstances in which drinktec had to take place were quite challenging. And we can say that drinktec and its exhibitors were definitely defying the crisis. And again, we managed to attract companies, beverage producers from all over the world. For 2013, we expect, again, 1,500 exhibitors, probably once more from 70 countries, and the share of international exhibitors is supposed to be again about 57%. Well, and if the exhibitors are so international, it is quite national that the visitors are also coming from all over the world. And as you can see on this slide, the development of international visitors has again almost continuously steadily increasing. Again in 2005, the share of international visitors higher than the one of nationals for the first time. And also here in 2009, the share of international visitors with 57%. And when we say that we are international and attract the world, we really mean it. And so today we are here in Santiago de Chile, and we, and when I say we, I talk on behalf of our exhibitors, are really very, very happy that drinktec nowadays manages to attract a numerous number of visitors from specifically South America. In 2009, we had almost 4,200 trade visitors only from South America. This is really amazing. And we expect this number to be even increasing for 2013. drinktec is an offer that perfectly matches the target groups. Why is this so? Well, when you look at this slide, you can see that our exhibitors really have technology on display for any beverage producers. Almost 70% of our exhibitors have processing, filling, packaging technology and logistic and marketing solutions on display specifically for the alcohol-free beverage industry. 77% of our exhibitors have the same technology on display specifically for the beer industry. And in 2005, I think it was, we added for the first time, or we extended the range of drinktec by liquid food. And so we are very, very happy that by now more than 50% of our exhibitors again have processing, filling, packaging technology on display specifically for the dairy and liquid food industry. We definitely expect this share to be rising. And of course, what would this industry without the wine industry be? Nothing. So because of this, we are pleased to say that almost 60% of our exhibitors address specifically the wineries. So this was the exhibitor side. And when we have a look at the visitor side, we can say that 38% of our visitors still come from the brewing industry, so from breweries. This is a share we have managed to keep stable over the years. Talking about the beverage producers or talking about alcohol-free beverage producers, drinktec was capable to double the share up to 65% from 2005 to 2009. And when we talk about companies, visitors from dairy and liquid food industries, we have even managed to triple the share up to 22%. Again, this percentage is definitely supposed to keep rising. You may say or you may think that drinktec is preliminarily a platform for technology. Well, yes, it is a platform for technology, and it is much more. It is also a platform for business and for communication. Let me give you a few examples. Imagine you are an engineer, an executive, a product developer, a marketing expert. You go to drinktec definitely to find out about the latest technology, about the innovations they are around. The same group of people is also coming to drinktec to talk about business, to negotiate deals, to even sign contracts, to make investments for the upcoming years, sometimes even for the upcoming decades. And again, the same group of people, they come to drinktec to meet with other experts, to discuss the state of the art of the future of this industry, and to meet with people, to meet with friends. So drinktec is just everything. It is a platform for technology, for business, and it's also a family gathering.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to welcome you to our drinktec presentation. I'm sorry to say that I'm the only one in my big family who doesn't speak any Spanish words. Nevertheless, they sent me again to Chile. So it is my fourth presentation here. But it is the first presentation in such a lovely restaurant. And it is my first presentation in such a comfortable position. The only thing I miss to feel more comfortable is a glass of beer. But let's work first. I'm the managing director of the Food Processing and Packaging Association in the VDMA. VDMA is the German abbreviation of Verband Deutscher Maschinen- und Anlagenbau. And you might ask yourself why a representative of the German Engineering Federation invites you to a fair like drinktec. From our point of view, it has always been in our interest to collaborate with a big trade fair organizer like Messe München, to create a trade fair which attracts visitors and exhibitors from all over the world. It is like, from our point of view, like a big bazaar where everyone should find the right item for their needs. It is, however, a big investment for all concerned, for the exhibitors who will prepare carefully for this leading trade fair and will show their latest innovation, but also for the visitors who will spend a few days in the lovely city of Munich, but above all will wish to see what the industry is offering in the way of innovations. Innovations are of decisive importance, are crucial for the economic success of drinktec visitors and exhibitors alike. Both of them need innovative products to survive in domestic and international markets, and drinktec brings together trends and product ideas on the one hand and technical solutions on the other. I'm sure that drinktec will once again be the international meeting point for exhibitors and visitors from more than 100 countries worldwide. The global beverage and food industry is a very dynamic growth market, and the global expenditure on beverages and food is continuing to rise. In 2001, expenditure on beverages alone reached around 800 billion euros. According to information from the Euromonitor market research company, expenditure is set to grow annually by 10%. The global population is growing, and at the same time, economies are developing rapidly, particularly in the emerging markets. Incomes are rising, and so is consumer spending, because there is a high pent-up demand. The rising demand for beverages is also fueling increased demand for modern processing and packaging machinery. The industrial trade of machinery for the beverage and food industry has grown steadily over the last 10 years. There was a short interruption in 2009, the year of the financial and economic crisis, but by 2010, the markets were already recovering. In 2011, global trade reached a new record of nearly 30 billion euros, an increase by 13% compared to 2010. The strongest export countries are Germany and Italy, which each took a 23% share of global trade in 2011. The USA, the Netherlands, and Switzerland followed with shares of between 6 and 8%. The list of machine suppliers is long. Our statistics cover 47 supplier countries, and for all international focused companies, drinktec is the unique platform on which to put on a presentation to the international beverage industry. But where is the demand strongest, and from which countries can we therefore expect to receive a large number of visitors at drinktec 2013? A look at machine supplies by region shows that Europe is the strongest sales region again in 2011, with a share of 43%. A few years ago, the figure was between 55 and 60%. That means there has been a regional shift in the sale markets for machines. The strongest impetus for growth is coming from the developing markets, while investments in the established markets of Western Europe and North America are stable. Asia has become the second largest market sales region with a current share of 22%. Latin America and Africa, Middle East regions are also gaining in importance. That is hardly surprising because major growth markets for beverages are in Asia, Latin America, and Africa, Middle East. In 2011, these three regions accounted for 50% of global beverage sales, and in 2016, the figure will be as much as 60%. You will hear further details of the global trend in the beverage market later. Just as we expect global growth in demand for capital goods and in consumption of beverages, we expect drinktec 2013 to be even more international, with a large number of visitors from high-growth markets such as China, Brazil, Mexico, India, South Korea, Indonesia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and from your country too. For all drinktec visitors and exhibitors alike, innovations are crucial to be able to survive in the competitive domestic and international market. Drinktec brings together trends and product ideas on the one hand and solution capabilities on the other. The demands and challenges of brewers, soft drink producers, or engineering companies may differ, but some subjects all beverage producers, suppliers, and service providers have in common. All of them focus on sustainability, safety, and flexibility. Let's go a little deeper in this. Sustainability is not only a buzzword. Climate change, growing energy demand, and limited resources are fundamental challenges throughout the world. Not only for cost reasons. The end customers are increasingly aware of sustainable consumption. Thus, the responsible handling of resources is turning into a competitive advantage for the beverage producers. The machinery industry offers solutions. In recent years, in all areas of beverage technology, the consumption of resources was reduced. Reduced water consumption in beverage production, the use of process heat, and water recirculation ensure a positive energy balance. Furthermore, the implementation of efficient components reduces energy consumption of machinery and can save up to 30% of energy in a bottling plant. Another good example is PET. In 2011, 40% of all beverages worldwide were bottled in PET containers. PET is excellent to recycle. PET bottles become thinner and thinner, material is saved, and the low weight of PET bottles reduce the transportation costs. Drinktec offers many ideas and solutions to make the use of energy and resources more sustainable. Another big subject in the food and beverage industry is product safety. The prime directive in the beverage and food industry is to produce safe and hygienic products. The hygienic design of plant and equipment is a must. Each component in the plant must be designed in such a way that product residues, dirt, and microorganisms cannot build up, or the machines must be easy to clean. That is the only way to eliminate microbiological risks. Controls and inspections throughout the production and packaging process provide additional safety. And if necessary, traceability must always be possible. The process can be traced in minute detail using the stored data from the controls and the recorded operating data. At drinktec, you will see again many solutions for the hygienic design and safe production of beverages and liquid food. When it comes to food and beverages, preferences are as varied as people. The number of product types is immense, and at the same time, the life cycle of a single product is often very short. This is in particular true for the beverage industry. For companies active in this business, the ability to innovate and respond rapidly to changing consumer trends is crucial in order to survive in the competition. That means for the technology, it must be responsive and adaptable. If new ingredients are used, for example, the production process must be adapted because of different temperatures or different dosing procedures. Rapid production changeovers are important if you want to create a new product. Automatic recipe management allows highly automated processes and efficient production control. Flexibility, of course, is essential, in particular with regard to packaging. A wide variety of packaging sizes must be possible often on the same machine, from packagings for single households to big family packagings. Be sure you will find appropriate solutions at drinktec.
With the upcoming shots, I'm going to depict how our exhibitors are going to reply to those mega trends and concerns of the industries. First of all, I promise to you that on 132,000 square meters, so to say in 12 exhibition halls, our 1,500 exhibitors are not only going to cover the entire range from raw materials to processing, filling, packaging technology up to logistic and marketing solutions. No, they offer more. I assure to you that they are going to please any need you may have, no matter whether you're looking for low-tech, for high-tech, for a turnkey solution, for a single exponent, you will definitely find what you're looking for. On this slide, we have depicted the biggest part of drinktec, the yellow-colored hall. And here, everything is about product-specific technology, including our PET point. In Hall B3, the PET point hall, everything is about the packaging material PET, from the pallets to recycling, again, the entire range. But most important is that in these halls, in these yellow-colored halls, everything is going to be about sustainable and resource-saving filling and packaging. Let me give you a few examples. Within the last years, the primary energy consumption in the brewing room was cut down by half. Catchword: water saving. In former years, 10 and more liters of water were required for the production of 1 liter of beer. Nowadays, this is down to 5 liters and less. And big global breweries are even aiming a share of 3 liters water for the production of 1 liter of beer. Beverage producers in the alcohol-free and the soft drinks industry are even aiming a ratio 1:1. So you can see that the topic really is saving energy and also saving costs. When we talk about the packaging technology, for example, a single stretch blow molding machine can handle any size container from 1/4 liter up to 2 liters. Or labeling machines can be changed without loss of time. This is, for example, important when you produce the same product for different countries. And then, of course, you have to change the country codes, and this now can be done without loss of time due to the new technology. And of course, there's more. This is not it yet. On this slide, you can see the cross-industry process technology, process automation, IT solutions. Again, let me give you a few examples. Tailor-made automation solutions for medium-sized businesses just as well as for large-scale companies is one of the mega trends. Something which really amazes me are energy management systems that can analyze and evaluate energy consumption during the process and tell you during the process where and how to save even more energy. I think that's really amazing. Another topic, quality assurance, and here the trend definitely goes from off-site measurements to in-line measurements, and what I highly recommend to you is to have a look at our website every once in a while. From shortly before Christmas on, we are going to have on display on drinktec.com the various trends and news about drinktec, because our exhibitors can tell you much better than myself what they are really going to have on display at drinktec next year. And again, this is not it. In Hall A1 and A2, we cover the range of packaging materials, including our world of labels, and also dispensing equipment and promotional articles make our range complete. And finally, what would a beverage be without raw materials and ingredients? Boring and nothing. And that's why we have these exhibitors allocated in Hall B1. Here you will find everything about raw materials and ingredients. And to make your stay really efficient, we have jointly taking place our trade fair Oils and Fats from Wednesday to Friday. This international trade fair, which addresses the oils and fats industry, takes place in Hall B0, which is just right next to our entrance west. And here 50 renowned exhibitors will display the latest technology you need for the production processing of edible oil and animal fat, including biodiesel. Of course, the entrance ticket of drinktec enables you to also visit this trade show.
Dear guests, let us return to the main focal areas of drinktec 2013, soft drinks, beer and drinking milk products. In the next few minutes, I would like to examine in greater detail the market developments in these individual segments, the sector-specific trends and challenges, and the tailor-made solutions offered at drinktec. Let's have a look to the soft drinks sector first. The global trade volume in soft drinks has grown by 4% per year over the last 10 years and amounted to almost 470 billion liters in 2011. Until 2016, sales of soft drinks will rise further by a total of 24%. The largest proportion of the soft drinks trade volume is accounted for by bottled water. This segment is also expected to show the strongest growth. The trade volume will rise primarily in the emerging markets due to the increasing prosperity and a rising awareness of hygiene and food safety. In the case of carbonated soft drinks, the growth is more moderate. One reason for that is that the drinks are competing with other soft drinks, fruit juices, ready-to-drink tea, and Asian specialties. In regional terms, Asia is the most important sales region for soft drinks, with a share of around 30% in 2011. In 2016, already 35% of global trade volume will be sold in Asia. The highest rate of growth in the next few years will mainly be in countries with large populations, strong economic development, and high proportion of young people and a growing middle class. In Chile, for example, the per capita consumption is 150 liters. It corresponds to around 60% of the average per capita consumption in Western industrialized countries. Between 2012 and 2016, sales will grow by 19% and reach 3.1 billion liters. So you can expect a further growth potential for soft drinks in your country. Volume sales are stagnating in the developed markets of Western Europe and North America due to the already high per capita consumption. So much for the figures. What about the trends and challenges? There are vast numbers of innovations and product launches every year in the soft drink sector. But what are the trends? Health is a mega trend that is affecting all segments of the beverage market. Gentle processes preserving flavor and vitamins are crucial for the production of high-quality products. With cold accepting filling, the industry offers a solution for the production of natural, vitamin-rich beverages. Also for health reasons, tea-based beverages have seen incredible growth. The quality of these products is also largely determined by the technology. Clarifier separators play an important role in the production of ready-to-drink teas. They ensure that the teas remain crystal clear. In particular, in the soft drink sector, almost every day new packagings are launched, new forms, sizes, materials, mainly for marketing reasons. But that also means new adaptive technology is needed. Example for this you will find at the drinktec.
You're, for example, an engineer, an executive product developer or marketing expert from the alcohol-free beverage industry, and you don't know what really to do at drinktec. Well, here are my recommendations. Firstly, of course, I highly recommend to meet with those approximately 70% of our exhibitors who have specifically process, filling and packaging technology on display for the alcohol-free beverage industry. Make sure to wear comfortable shoes. You will have to walk 88,000 square meters. That's a lot. But luckily, the show lasts for 5 days, so you have plenty of time. Above of that, there's a lot more to do and to attend. A day before drinktec starts on Sunday, which is September the 15th, we are really proud to say that for the first time, the renowned Beverage Forum, organized by the famous trade publisher Beverage World, US-based trade publisher, is going to hold the Beverage Forum for the first time at the drinktec show. This forum really manages to have the world leading beverage executives, the business builders, the newsmakers on stage. They meet, so for example, the CEO of Coca-Cola meets with the CEO of Kronos, and they will discuss the current and especially the future situation and development of the beverage market. So this is something I highly recommend to attend. What else is there to do? In our hall B1, we are going to allocate a special area for new beverage concepts. Here, a numerous number of exhibitors will showcase the latest strategies, concepts for sweetening, for coloring, and also for fortification. As you know, the consumers become more and more demanding. A beverage needs to fulfill more than simply quenching your thirst. A beverage needs to have additional value. A beverage needs to give you additional minerals or vitamins. A beverage has to make you healthy or look even younger. And how this is going to work, you will find out at this special area. Again, the Beverage Innovation Awards are going to be presented at the drinktec show. Here, the best and most inspiring marketing concepts, strategies, packaging, or beverage or recipes for beverages are going to be awarded. This is going to take place on September the 18th, I believe, or 19th. It's definitely the Thursday, in our forum in Hall A2. Talking about the forum, that is also something I would recommend to visit throughout the show from Monday to Friday. We will have allocated our drinktec forum in Hall A2, 2 or 4 speeches each day, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, are going to be given by renowned and independent speakers, and visionary topics will be discussed. And of course, the access is free of charge. It's included in your entrance ticket. And you want to make sure to continuously have a visit at our website, drinktec.com, to find out about the latest news. Here you will find updated information continuously.
Talking about beer, I think it's better than talking about the forum now. Beer, as you know, is the most popular and the most consumed alcoholic beverage in the world, and this segment also is growing steadily. Between 2002 and 2011, global beer consumption rose by 30% to almost 120 billion liters. And this figure does not include beers served in hotels and restaurants. This growth is being driven by rising consumption in Asia, Latin America, Eastern Europe, and Africa, Middle East. In Chile, the per capita consumption was 38 liters in 2011. This corresponds to 1/3 of the German per capita consumption. Western Europe and North America are saturated markets in which per capita consumption is already very high. For producers serving these markets, product innovations such as low alcohol or mixed beer beverages play an important role. This category, combined with alcohol-free beer, has recorded high growth of 8% per year in the last few years. Further growth of 30% is expected in alcohol-free and low alcohol beer between 2012 and 2016. The biggest challenges in the brewing industry come from the market environment and demand a high degree of creativity in terms of raw materials, flavors, and beer types. In the saturated markets, breweries are seeking new target groups. Flavored light beers, for example, are increasingly popular among women. Buying local is very common in the beer market, in the beer sector. Numerous small breweries worldwide serve local markets, relying on quality, specialties, and individualism. An example of this is the large number of craft breweries in the USA and in the wine country Italy. The large international companies produce global products and have to produce attractive beers at the lowest possible variable costs. In the case of both small and large breweries, a common objective is the economical use of raw materials and optimized energy consumption in order to survive in competitive markets, whether local or international. Heat recovery or graduated water treatment systems offer potential savings and simultaneous conservation of resources, allowing optimum cost efficiency in the discharge of wastewater. Numerous ideas and solutions will be presented at drinktec.
You are a brewmaster of a big global brewery or a brewer of one of those craft breweries, no problem. Our exhibitors, those 70% exhibitors, they will definitely please your needs. For example, in Hall B2, you will find everything about the latest brewing room and tank equipment. And again, you want to make sure to meet with those exhibitors in Hall B1, because especially for those rising or becoming more and more popular beer beverages and beer mixes and flavored beer beverages, what do you need for the production of those? You need specialty malts, you need flavored hops, you need natural flavors, fruit ingredients, and all this you will find in Hall B1. And again, besides our exhibitors, there is a little more we have on display. Again, a day before the show, that is on Sunday, we are going to have the third World Beer Championship taking place at our venue. I remember very well that 4 years ago we had a beer tasting after our presentation, and that beer tasting was done by one of your favorite and renowned beer sommeliers. And yeah, Sunday before the show, we are going to select or evaluate, how do you say, not select, yes, we are going to select the third world beer champion. And what is even better, during the show, the leading or the current world beer champion and the two former ones are going to invite you to taste international beer specialties in our Hall B1 at our brewing meeting point. Yes, for the first time, we are going to allocate a meeting point for brewers specifically. Why specifically for brewers? Well, brewers simply like to meet with their community. They like to sit down while talking to each other and enjoying refreshing beer. And that's why we have decided to create such a meeting point for brewers in Hall B1. Of course, anybody else is also cordially invited to join. And yeah, there's even more. Talking about awards, on Wednesday during the drinktec show, the famous European Beer Awards are going to be presented. These awards are for breweries from all over the world, as long as they brew their beers according to the European traditional art of brewing. And these awards are being given on Wednesday, and a day ahead of that, on Tuesday, so to say, all the consumers are invited to taste those beers, and you can give your evaluation. And again, in our forum in Hall A2, there will be topics and speeches addressing specifically your industry. And Monday, for example, is addressing the beer industry only.
We are still waiting for our first glass of beer today. Not even talking about beer, but now I would like to talk or to turn to the third most important focal area of drinktec, the area of liquid food and the drinking milk product segment in particular. The global trade volume of drinking milk products has risen continuously in the past few years by an average of 3% per year. Like hardly any other food, the consumption of drinking milk is closely linked to economic trends, rising incomes, and a country's changing nutrition habits. So it is not surprising that Asia has been the principal generator of global growth and now accounts for more than 1/3 of sales. You all may know it, India is the biggest producer of milk in the world, but also China is a growing market, not only due to dynamic economic growth, but also due to political support for milk consumption on health grounds. For the future too, there are signs of further growth in volume terms, but with higher growth rates in trade value terms. The expenditure on milk products has risen disproportionately fast and will continue to do so, in particular in the developing markets. Why? The growth in value sales always indicates that consumers are willing to pay more for product safety and higher quality, not least against the background of food scandals due to pollution. Product safety and quality are closely linked, in particular in the dairy industry. Milk is one of the most perishable foods. That's why comprehensive measures and controls are essential to ensure hygiene and quality in processing and packaging. The trend in the drinking milk industry is towards variety and health benefits. Milk offers the possibility of creating a constant stream of new, healthy product ideas by means of specific processing. There is a growing trend around the world towards fusion products such as milk and fruit juice. or the addition of vitamins, antioxidants, or probiotic cultures is also gaining in importance. But last but not least, functional protein drinks are becoming part of sport nutrition. That is what I meant. Thank you very much. In addition to this variety, the consumers expect an extended shelf life without any loss of vitamins. Various processes can use to produce this ESL, we call it ESL milk, extended shelf life milk, such as microfiltration or steam injection. You will find state-of-the-art products for safe, economical, and flexible processing and packaging at drinktec.
I don't know whether all of you know, but in Bavaria, beer is simply liquid bread. So he's finally having his breakfast. But now we talk about milk, and as I've said earlier before, dairy and liquid food technology becomes more and more important at the drinktec show. And due to the fact that in 2005 we have extended the range of drinktec by this specific industry. And why have we done so? Well, the reason is quite simple, because nowadays we do not talk about pure milk only anymore. No, we talk about milk beverages. We talk about milk mixed beverages, we talk about yogurt beverages, we talk about soy beverages, or even whey beverages. And so it was quite clear to us to extend the range by dairy and liquid food technology, because beverage producers are simply looking for the same filling and packaging technology for the production of their products as, for example, a brewery or a soft drinks manufacturer does. And that drinktec's reputation is steadily increasing also in this sector, underlines the fact that for the first time not only the German but also the European Dairy Association is intensively supporting our show, and they will not only going to hold their member meeting on the last day of the show, but everything in our forum, again in Hall A2, will be about milk topics on Friday. We will also offer guided tours throughout the show specifically for this industry to make the visit of drinktec efficient to them. We're almost done. But what would a presentation be without any impressive figures? And I'm in the lucky position to present those figures to you, and yeah, they warm up my heart every time when I see them, because they are just fascinating. Almost 100% of our trade visitors rate drinktec in general from good to excellent. Just about the same portion, a little less, between 93 and 96% of our trade visitors rate drinktec from good to excellent, because for the complexity of the coverage of the entire range. Same evaluation for its internationality, of the presence of the who is who of the industry. And therefore I believe it is quite natural and no wonder that close to 90% from both sides, exhibitors and visitors, say yes, drinktec is the leading trade show for this specific industry, namely the beverage and liquid food industry. And what's even most important or more important or just as important is the fact that 90% again of both exhibitors and visitors say that they are definitely going to participate again. So now we are almost there, 10 more months to go until drinktec finally starts, and we highly recommend to get done with your preparations. Go ahead and visit our website, drinktec.com. Here you will be able to purchase your ticket, and doing it online does not only save a lot of time once you're on site, it also saves a lot of money, namely 50%. And of course you want to make sure to have a look at our online catalog So far, drinktec is almost sold out. 75 to 80% of our space is allocated and confirmed. Of course, you can already find out who is going to be there, and from now on, our exhibitors will add information on what they are going to depict, to have on display continuously. And once you are there, next year in September, we will, of course, also offer some convenient apps which will make your tour around drinktec as easy and convenient as possible. Yeah, make sure to do your flight booking and hotel booking ahead of time, but Karin is going to give you more information on this at the end of the presentation. And I'm sure all of you know that it's just quite easy to get from Chile to Munich. There are a numerous number of flights, and the earlier you book, the better the bargain will be. And even though drinktec is definitely fascinating, there's again more, namely the city of heart, Munich. Munich offers a lot, numerous number of theaters, international restaurants, the famous beer gardens, and of course the Oktoberfest. Antje has mentioned it in the beginning of this presentation. drinktec ends on a Friday and the Oktoberfest begins on the Saturday, just the next day. And so you want to make sure to extend your stay at least by the weekend. And let me tell you, the Bavarian country has a good line to God. Mostly, or most of the times, we do have wonderful weather on the first weekend of the Oktoberfest. The sky is white blue, just according to the Bavarian colors. Yeah, this is a slide which shows the size, the tremendous size of our trade fair center. Altogether, we have 17 halls covering 180,000 square meters gross. That is hall space. In addition, we have 360,000 square meters outdoor space, and because of this, we are able to hold the largest exhibition in the world, which is Bauma. It is a show for construction machinery. At the end, I just want to finalize what we have told you within the last 60 minutes. And yeah, what is drinktec? Drinktec, firstly, is inspiring. It is the place for innovations and premieres, machines, live and in function. It is, so to say, the heart of the industry. drinktec is success-orientated. That's the place where investments are going to be prepared, where negotiations are being fulfilled, and where deals are being signed. It's the key date for your community, for your success, I'm sorry. drinktec is, as I've said in the beginning, open to all. It's a meeting place for small-sized companies, for medium-sized companies, for large-scale companies. Everybody is welcomed at drinktec, and everybody will find what he's looking for at drinktec. It is the hotspot for the community. And drinktec is obviously international. It is a networking place. It is a place where exhibitors and visitors gather from all over the world to discuss the future of the beverage industry. It is a platform with no limits. And drinktec is geared toward the future. It offers creative solutions which enable you to produce your products safely, and we make sure that the production takes care of your needs. In other words, it is an investment in your future. And this is specifically of interest to the trade journalist amongst you. One of our German trade publishers, HB Media, they release the trade magazine Pet Planet, a magazine specifically for the PET industry. They are going to do a tour throughout South America. Here you see the various steps. They start in Lima, then go to Santiago de Chile, Buenos Aires, Montevideo, Porto Alegre, Curitiba, Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, and Salvador. They do this tour from mid of February until mid of May, and they do it with this van you see here on the slide. And why do they do it? Well, they do it because they are going to interview 80 bottlers and beverage producers, big global concerns as well as local brands, and they want to discuss and find out about the various differences between the beverage industries in those different countries. They are going to blog this weekly, and you will find those results of those interviews on our website, on their website, and I'm sure this is of great interest to you. And here you can already see who is going to sponsor this tour. As you can imagine, it is quite cost effective, and we are very pleased that the trade publisher has decided on doing this Go with the Flow tour. Yeah, you have made it. The presentation is finished. I hope that Mr. Clemens and I have managed to give you a good overview on the market, on the mega trends, on the concerns of the industry, and especially on what to expect at drinktec 2013. Our exhibitors are ready to meet with all of you, and yeah, I would very much like to encourage you now to spread the news you have just heard to your readers, to your members, to your partners, just to anybody who is part of this specific community. Y muchas gracias por su atención, y creo que voy a verlos todos en Múnich en septiembre 17 de 20 en el próximo año. Muchas gracias.
Muy interesante para las empresas porque en estas ferias de carácter mundial se presentan lo último en tecnología, las tendencias, porque no tan solo se trata de comprar alguna maquinaria y un equipo, sino de saber para dónde va la industria, ¿no es cierto? Yo creo que es una instancia de encuentro muy importante para el sector.
Lo positivo que tiene es la tecnología. O sea, nosotros acá estamos muy anclados en este rincón del mundo y allá uno tiene todo. Entonces, si alguien quiere, digamos, innovar o quiere encontrar nuevos métodos, nuevas máquinas, lo encuentra allá. Sí, yo pretendo ir ahora en septiembre, así que ojalá que pueda ir.
Yo creo que es interesante tener un lugar donde uno pueda ir y buscar información. Por ejemplo, si están reunidos, todo el medio está reunido ahí, es bueno ir y visitarlo. Yo creo que esta es la próxima versión, voy a ir, porque hay potenciales clientes míos que lo más probable es que van a estar ahí. Creo que es la feria más importante del mundo en tecnología para las bebidas. Ahora yo voy a hacer los preparativos para ver la posibilidad de viajar, digamos, conocer la feria de drinktec.
Yo creo como todas estas ferias globales, mundiales, donde hay varias en Alemania, es el centro que tú puedes encontrar todo tipo de proveedores, pero yo personalmente no conozco la feria, pero me da mucho ganas después de la presentación para aplicar en la matriz para que pueda viajar.
Fue impresionante la presentación, con muchos datos, con muchos números que parece que son bastante buenos.
Por lo tanto, la feria es súper interesante para conocer las últimas tendencias que hay en tecnologías, en materiales, en diseño, así que espero poder ir y traer las novedades a Chile.
Un buen agua, al menos si es mineral, también tiene crianza, también tiene terroir, incluso más que el vino. ¿Cómo? Viene de la profundidad de la tierra, donde quizás han pasado cientos de años, o miles, donde el agua, con leves movimientos verticales y horizontales, va rozando rocas y las profundidades de la tierra, integrando minerales, oligoelementos que la van a hacer distinta, singular en cada lugar donde la extraemos.